Hello, I'm AIESEC, the Member Committee Vice President for Incoming Exchange for AIESEC United States. And this is the first video in a series of videos about the information technology national market segment. Today we'll be talking about what the IT sector is. A lot of people throw around the term information technology, IT. They're big buzzwords right now. But what is it? Well, Wikipedia defines information technology as a branch of engineering dealing with the use of computers and telecommunication equipment to store, retrieve, transmit, and manipulate data. That pretty much means almost anything you touch. Anytime you touch your phone and there's data that comes through the internet, through the wireless systems, through the cellular towers, that's because of the IT sector. Anytime you use a computer to access something on Google and search about something, that's information technology. Even your TVs are starting to become connected to the internet, and soon your microwaves will, and your fridges. So the information technology sector is really everywhere. Companies in this sector create the underlying architecture that allows us to do all these various things we do every day and take for granted. And it really seems so simple. When we use something like Facebook, it's so intuitive and easy to use. We just click on someone's name, it takes us to their page, we can write a comment, we can like a status. It seems so simple, but it's actually quite complex, the underlying architecture. It takes hundreds of programmers, years to develop a system like Facebook. And that seems so simple. What about something more complex, like a database that holds environmental data for a company that can enable them to control the regulations for the national government? All these things are done through companies that work in the IT sector, or through individuals who work in IT positions in various sectors. So it's quite a large industry, and it's a global phenomenon of growth in this sector. The thing is though, the headquarters of this is all happening here in the United States. The mecca of the IT sector is right in Silicon Valley, as I'm sure you've heard of, in the Bay Area of California. This is where the big companies lie. Companies like Google, Apple, IBM, Hewlett-Packard. Not far away is Microsoft in Seattle. All the companies that you think of as the largest players in the IT industry in the world are right here headquartered in the US. But the thing is, it's not only Silicon Valley that exists. So many other players exist underneath that. And I'm going to showcase to you a little bit of how that works. For instance, there's a lot of SMEs that work in Silicon Valley. And these guys are creating the next generation of Facebook and Twitter. For instance, have you ever heard of a company called Airbnb? Basically, they have a website that enables you to rent out a house for a couple days, a bike for a day, a jacket for a week. All types of things that you've never even thought you could rent out are now possible because the IT industry has allowed them to create a website that connects people very simply, very quickly. And this looks like a beautiful and simple web page. And these are the kind of web pages that small and medium enterprises are creating all over America because we're the home to the IT industry in the world. But it's not just the small and medium enterprises. There's also non-IT companies that are becoming more IT focused. For instance, this is World Assurance. These guys are a maritime shipping insurance consulting firm. I know, it's a mouthful. So what does that mean? They basically help companies with their insurance for their maritime shipping. The thing is, are these guys an IT firm? You probably would say no, but you don't realize half the people they hire are probably in the IT industry. Because what they have done is they took what they used to do, which is help companies basically fill out their insurance paperwork for shipping, which they used to do manually by supporting them with their expertise in consulting, and they've moved it into the digital world. They now create an online solution where companies can log in and basically fill in their information about what they're shipping, and it'll go through a database that knows all the rules and regulations, and it'll provide them a printout of this is the insurance form, and it's filled out. So all of a sudden, companies like this, and thousands of others across the US, need IT people because they need to be online, because everything's online these days. And this means that information technology goes beyond just the big players and the small and medium players. There's also almost any company that needs an online presence, which today is almost everyone. This is why the information technology sector is so important for us and is one of our fastest growing segments for AIESEC. I hope that gives a good recap of what the IT sector is. In our next video, I'll be explaining what the value proposition of our product, the Global Internship Program, is for companies in this sector. Thank you very much.